And now, here it is, live. This is the very first time that we are showing the BMW i4 openly. Peter Nota said it, the fully electric i4 comes right from the heart of BMW. Many customers have been eagerly waiting for it, and this is a clear sign that the markets are ready now for electromobility. And that made releasing this Grand Coupe 3 months earlier than planned an easy decision for us. At major tipping points, BMW has often ushered in change with bold decisions. Our entire product lineup at BMW, Mini and Rolls-Royce is based on technological innovations. It meets our customers' different needs in different markets worldwide. And that is exactly where our strength lies in the current phase of our transformation. We are electrifying BMW, and we're picking up the pace of electromobility. And here is our roadmap for 2021, 2023, and 2025. Through our technology offensive, we have prepared ourselves with the necessary depth and precision. This year, our xEV sales are expected to grow by more than 75% compared to last year. The percentage of fully electric vehicles will continue to grow and is expected to more than double compared to 2020. By the end of this year, we aim to have delivered more than 1 million electrified vehicles to customers since 2013. 2023 will be a key year for us in e-mobility, with 13 fully electric models on the roads. Positioning our BEVs in the high-volume segments will enable us to ramp up quickly and achieve swift market penetration with BEVs. To this end, we have empowered our structures in recent years. Others focus on individual market segments and niches. We, on the other hand, are taking a targeted approach across all market segments. By 2023 already, we will have at least one fully electric model on the roads in all key segments, from the compact car segment to the ultra-luxury class. This means, by the end of phase 2 of our transformation, we will have fully electric models for all our major series, covering about 90% of our segments. With an eye towards regulations, we could even serve certain segments exclusively with fully electric models. The most important aspect is always ensuring an optimal balance between the product offering and profitability. And I want to make it quite clear, if demand in certain markets shifts entirely to fully electric vehicles within the next few years, then we'll be able to deliver. By the end of 2025, we will have delivered a total of around 2 million fully electric vehicles to customers. We will also be growing our sales of fully electric models by well over 50% per year over the next few years, more than 10 times the figure for 2020. We have been focused on this growth and have prepared for it extremely systematically, so we can adapt flexibly to market developments at any time. Mini will be the first BMW Group brand to go fully electric, and Mini is predestined for the city and thus for e-mobility. In 2025, we will be releasing the last model with a combustion engine variant. By the early 2030s, Mini will be exclusively fully electric. You can also expect to see fully electric products from Rolls-Royce as well. As an industry, we will only be able to meet current and future mobility needs with an open technology approach for all, and I'm really stressing this, for all drivetrain forms. This includes e-fuels as well as hydrogen, which will be an alternative worldwide, let's face it. Next year, we will be releasing a small series of BMW i Hydrogen Next. We could also imagine it as a production vehicle. that is why we are supporting the creation of the necessary infrastructure in Germany. Our production network is swiftly and efficiently integrating electrification into our existing plant structure. With our intelligent vehicle architectures, we are in an optimal position to industrialize and then to scale manufacturing using a single production structure with maximum flexibility and exchangeability. Because in this way, we can tap the full potential of still differentiated demand around the world. And BMW is global. We are present in more than 140 markets worldwide. And ladies and gentlemen, it is not realistic that the same technologies will prevail equally in every country at the same time. And that is why it does not make economic sense to pull certain offerings from markets which still enjoy demand, for example, because the necessary infrastructure for certain technologies is not available. Here, the BMW X3 will now be followed by the high-volume BMW 7 Series X1 and 5 Series models, as well as the Mini Countryman. This is technology openness par excellence. By 2022, each of our 4 German vehicle plants will be producing at least one fully electric vehicle.
Into a new era of automobile production, the next level of our BMW production system. Innovative, intelligent, and of course, inspiring. And we all know, Ilka, inspiration comes from people.
Exactly, Milan. Our associates are the very heart of BMW. Their creativity, passion, and high-level performance drive us forward every day. It's our associates who are creating a more sustainable, connected and safe mobility. That's why we will keep investing in our future. We are hiring 4,000 employees this year, as we did last year. It's our associates who are making the BMW Group ready for the future. That's why we are making them ready for the future with the biggest qualification offensive in our company's history. This year, we plan to train 75,000 participants in Germany for our future challenges, from e-mobility to data and analytics. It's our associates who are our greatest asset. That's why we, at Global HR, empower our associates to make an impact, to grow personally at an attractive and safe work environment. To work at BMW is to create a better future. We are ready.
Around the world, we are gearing up our plans to ramp up e-mobility. As Milan Nedeljković just showed us, even our oldest plant here in Munich is going electric. The main plant in Munich has a long tradition of building combustion engines, and now we are looking to the future and relocating this production to our locations in Steyr, Austria, and Hams Hall in the UK. And a highly modern, fully digitalized and flexible vehicle assembly will be built on the current engine production site by 2026. Our signal, both inside and outside the company, is that we are combining the transition to e-mobility with a shift in competence and development of new skills and not job cuts. Ilka Horstmeier talked about 4,000 new hirees, despite of the coronavirus pandemic and the transformation. We are in the midst of the biggest training offensive in our company's history. Technology is our enabler for climate neutrality in 2050. The greenest electric car in the world will be a BMW. Our customers can rest assured that their BMW will always have the smallest overall carbon footprint. And that is a very high standard. At the high end of the market, in particular, where customers are willing to pay more, they are already asking specifically for sustainable product features in their cars. Luxury and sustainability go hand in hand with one another. That is another reason why we have been so successful in the luxury segment. In 2020, despite the pandemic, the 7 Series, 8 Series and X7 saw sales growth of more than 12% compared to 2019. Since 2018, it is more than 70%. We focus on the entire value chain, not just vehicles, local emissions. We are reducing CO2 emissions throughout the entire life cycle. That means supply chain, production, and use phase, of course, as well. We will reduce carbon emissions per vehicle by at least a third across all these phases versus 2019. We're already setting the benchmark for production. We will now reduce CO2 emissions per vehicle by another 80% by 2030. Our plants worldwide already source their electricity exclusively from renewable energies. The iX and here the i4 will be produced using electricity from domestic hydroelectric power from the Isar and Lech rivers. We have already concluded direct supplier contracts in each case. We are now even aiming to reduce CO2 fleet emissions during the use phase by more than 40% by 2030. That just leaves the supply chain, which is especially important when it comes to e-mobility.
The BMW Group is a pioneer when it comes to sustainability in the supply chain. And this also applies to our e-mobility flagship, the BMW iX. Let me give you some examples. First, around half of the aluminium we use at our plant in Landshut is produced in Dubai using the power of the desert sun. Green electricity accounts for more than 50% of our CO2 targets in the supplier network. Second, we pay a lot of attention to critical raw materials. We build direct links to sub-suppliers and buy the cobalt and the lithium for our battery cells ourselves. We are the first and the only ones to do so. This ensures that the raw materials are mined in an environmentally and socially sustainable way. And third, we already use an average of 20% of recycled plastics in the BMW iX. We safeguard critical raw materials by using them many times in our circular economy. We work closely together with our supplier network and develop solutions to achieve our ambitious sustainability goals and to ensure the high volume growth of e-vehicles. Sustainability on a new level.
We are realizing our holistic approach by working with our suppliers, as Andreas Wendt just explained. We have reached an agreement with our suppliers that they will only use green power to produce battery cells. In fact, ramping up e-mobility would cause supply chain CO2 emissions per vehicle to increase by more than a third by 2030. But we are deliberately turning the tables and instead are lowering emissions during the same period by more than 20%. We're serious about making BMW sustainable. As a high-tech company, we drive technological innovation forward. As Frank Weber says, our new BMW Operating System 8 is the most powerful vehicle data processing system that we have ever developed.
Mastering physics and bytes. This is what BMW is all about. BMW iDrive plays an integral role in our customers' mobility experience. Once again, we have totally reinvented it. And there's one more thing you will enjoy very much.
I'm your BMW Intelligent Personal Assistant. You can give me any name you like. I know every detail of your BMW and learn with every drive. I take on many tasks and make useful suggestions. I will always be there, but only appear if you need me.
Together with the new BMW iDrive, we are launching BMW Operating System 8. The most powerful data processing system and technology stack ever created by BMW. Every BMW will become a true digital powerhouse with absolute top performance and super fast over-the-air updates. Advanced digital technologies and pure driving emotion. No compromise on quality, safety and security. This is what you can always and only expect from BMW.
The BMW Operating System 8 will be available first in the BMW iX. It forms the basis of the next generation of the BMW iDrive. And it is the best and most secure user interface currently available for physical and digital functions in the car. It'll transform every new BMW model into a digital powerhouse. Customers will be able to install by-the-book functions on demand over the air at a later date. We always think of mechanics and digital together and develop hardware and software in a highly integrated manner. Software supports our customers, is discreet and becoming thus more human. The new BMW iDrive shows that at the BMW Group, we are experts in systems integration and it works. And this capability will also be crucial during the next phase of our transformation from 2025 onwards. Ladies and gentlemen, the electromobility growth curve will continue to climb between 2025 and 2030. Our BEVs will see average growth of more than 20% per year during this period. To this end, we will be launching a radically new product offering in 2025. And we call it Die Neue Klasse. I'm sure the name sounds familiar to some of you. BMW made a similar radical change in its product direction once before, back in the early 1960s. With its rediscovery of the sporty mid-range car, BMW experienced an unprecedented upswing for the coming decades. But most of all, back then, it was also about our mindset and the sheer determination to change things. And we are being just as bold and just as radical again today. We're asking ourselves the question, what does a BMW need to be in 2030? What fits our customers? What does society need and what does it demand? For us, the Neue Klasse forms the nucleus of rethinking the car from the ground up. We are liberating ourselves from today's segments and architectures. We're revolutionizing the underlying logic of our product offering and combining it with a new vehicle architecture based on the principle of e-mobility first. An electric drivetrain based on the hydrogen fuel cell could also be part of this. And we see the Neue Klasse as a combination of an entirely new IT and software architecture a newly developed electric drivetrain and battery generation, and a new level of sustainability geared towards a circular economy. Digitalization, electrification, and sustainability are the defining characteristics of the Neue Klasse. Circular is already a USP for BMW. We have defined new efficiency standards for the models of the Neue Klasse. Resources are scarce and valuable, and that is why we are purposely using secondary materials such as recycled steel, plastics, and aluminum. This means a paradigm shift towards secondary first, wherever the quality and availability of materials allow. Circularity is both an aspiration and a promise for us. In developing the vehicles of the Neue Klasse, we are ensuring from the outset that the raw materials can be recycled at the end of their life cycle for use in new vehicles, from cradle to cradle, so to speak. But secondary is a much broader approach than simply focusing on climate protection. Through economic recycling, we are also helping solve the world's resource problems, and no one can do this alone. The circular economy demands cross-sector collaborations. Look out for our vision vehicle at the IAA Mobility. It'll provide a first glimpse of our approach to the circular economy and new cooperation models. In addition to e-mobility first, the Neue Klasse also aspires to be digital first. We are developing a totally new kind of user experience never before seen in a production vehicle. And because every region of the world has different digital ecosystems, we're using regional customizable technology stacks. They tailor the vehicle's operating system perfectly to local conditions and update it constantly to ensure it's always fresh. Our customers can book and configure features through their vehicle's life cycle. We will create a complete emotional experience and secure our long-term profitability with the Neue Klasse. In terms of range and manufacture, we aim to match the level of our state-of-the-art combustion engine vehicles. The Neue Klasse underlines our clear commitment to achieve an EBIT margin within the target range of 8 to 10%. But one thing is already certain today. The vehicles of the Neue Klasse will be true BMWs. They're designed to win over our customers and inspire them. By 2030, at least 50% of our global sales will be fully electric. And over the next approximately 10 years, we will be releasing a total of about 10 million fully electric vehicles onto the roads. How quickly each individual market gets there will depend on availability of charging infrastructures. In Asia, for instance, many countries plan the infrastructure from the start when constructing new buildings. Here, too, we want to make faster joint progress in Europe. The Neue Klasse is our global product offering for the markets of the future. We will grow with this unique portfolio, and we can handle the necessary complexity at the same time. We have confidence in our abilities. We think far into the future. Our approach is tech-forward. We're also optimistic about the financial year of 2021. Our sales figures for January and February seamlessly continued the trend at the end of the strong fourth quarter of 2020 with significant double-digit growth rates. Ladies and gentlemen, I never cease to be inspired by our products. Taking the car into the future is an extremely challenging task. It takes passion and excitement for mobility. The greenest electric car should be a BMW, and the boldest company, the BMW Group. In other words, BMW is going electric, digital, and circular. Now, I'm looking forward to answering your questions together with my managing board team. Thank you very much for the time being.
Dear Oliver, passion and joy, I think. That's a great end to the first part of our conference. Thank you very much for that. Now, we will meet in a few seconds again for our Q&A, ladies and gentlemen.